Hi, my name is Nicole Cervantes, and I'm going to be presenting on the Italian harpsichord. There are different names that the Italian harpsichord goes by. The one we commonly see as we speak in English is the Italian harpsichord. However, as the name says, since it is from Italy, there are also other names, and these other names are cembalo or clavicembalo. There are many historic harpsichords from the Baroque period, as well as there are reconstructions. There are collections all over the world that have these harpsichords from Italy that were made during the Baroque period. And I've listed some of the most significant ones here on this chart that I made. I listed the maker, the compass, which compass for the harpsichords is somewhat of another way to say the range. How low the harpsichord goes as well as how high, the location where it is now, and the time made, as well as some comments about that specific harpsichord. So the first is by Boni, and G was its lowest note, although we don't know the specific compass of this harpsichord. It's located in a private collection in England, made in 1619. And this is actually the earliest surviving Italian harpsichord that we have. The next is made from Albana, and Boni and Albana are very prominent harpsichord makers in Italy at the time. The compass was from the lowest note of G to around B or C. It's in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. It was made approximately around 1624 to 1648. The next is also made by Boni with the lowest note G up to a B or F, and this is in a private collection in Vienna made in 1653. This is actually the oldest harpsichord with this compass. And then the last one we see, it's listed because this is a less common compass. As you see, we have the F as the lowest note in comparison to the more common G as the compass for many of the harpsichords. And this harpsichord is in the Tagliavani collection in Bologna. Some physical characteristics of the Italian harpsichord are that it has an inner-outer design. This is referring to the inner case. The inner case is extremely thin, while it has a thicker outer case, and this outer case is very decorative and it has elaborative paintings. So if you see the picture that I've attached here, there's a group of people, and this is a common painting that you would see on an Italian harpsichord, as well as there were many with Italian scenery. Whatever it was, they were very elaborate and beautiful paintings put on these harpsichords. The Italian harpsichord was made from brass wire. This is different than earlier because prior to the Baroque period, Italian harpsichords had iron wire. However, it was cited that they said that brass wire was said to be louder and had a coarser sound. A little bit about the Italian harpsichord in the Baroque period. Some of the genres that we see for the Italian harpsichord are Italian opera. We've seen it so far used in accompaniment, to recitative, and arias. It's also used in secular vocal music such as cantatas, as well as solo keyboard music such as fugues. Who would have owned it? It was owned by wealthy nobles. Also, courts had their harpsichords. However, we never see an Italian harpsichord in the home of a lower class family. And as far as performance goes, these Italian harpsichords were seen both in private and public. They were used in private a lot, especially in courts. However, we know in Italian opera, it was both private and then moved to public, and the Italian harpsichord was seen in both of these settings. So the modern equivalent of the Italian harpsichord would be the piano. I included these pictures here because they are both made by Bartolomeo Cristofori, and he used to make harpsichords, and then he went on to make the pianoforte, which he is the first one to make that. And the difference was this, is that the piano that we have now, it has varying dynamics, whereas the Italian harpsichord from the Baroque period, there was not very many dynamics that you could perform with. And the harpsichords fade away slowly, and in the Romantic period, harpsichords were only seen occasionally for accompanying recitative. And here are my references. I hope you enjoyed.